It's Christine Bertram, and I'm coming to you live from the Hive on a Friday night. Yay! We finally made it to Friday. Isn't that exciting? I'm happy. So, let me just pull you guys up so I can watch along with you, so I can keep up with all your amazing comments. So, let's see here. Oh, there it is. Sale-a-bration HooRahRah class. Are we ready for it? There it is. Hi, Faye. Hi, Sandy. Okay. So, there's a... I was missing that little guy. I just found an Opal Round on the desk here, and I was missing him. So now I have him. Life is complete again. Oh, man. Okay. So, we're ready for the Sale-a-bration HooRahRah class. Hi, Linda. It feels like I was just with you last night doing the September monthly cards. And hi, Jennifer is live now too. Look at that. She's doing a drawing. You guys, I get notifications that come in while I'm doing my lives. Hi, Kathy King. Hi, Marsha. There's Sharon. Woohoo. Celebrating from Holden, BEQCH, North Carolina. Batch. North Carolina. So, you guys, I have a hard time with pronunciation of things that don't look like, not to say that's not normal, but we throw a different letter in and then it throws me off. Hi, Gwen. So, what do I have for you guys? Hi, Brenda. You guys, I have a couple cards to show you. So, the MS card making benefit is coming up on October 2nd, which is also World Card Making Day. And this is probably the 5th MS benefit that we've done. Hi, Jeannie Parker. So every time we do it, we have a good turnout. We usually get about 36 people that attend. And how it works is you make a donation of a minimum $25 and you get 5 cards. And hi, Kathy Groves. You can either come in person and make them, or hi, Sherry Martin. Hi, Sue Beasley. If you can't make it in person, you will get 5 completed cards. And so I have a team that helps out the day of the event, and we celebrate World Card Making Day while we put cards together. I don't do a PDF tutorial for this. I don't do a video for this. That's why, partly why we don't send out card kits in the mail. Hi, Donna. Unless somebody specifically says, I want to put my own cards together and do my own stamping, just know that all you'd get are pictures to work off of, not necessarily a PDF or a video. So hi, Karen. So that was the little disclaimer. If somebody wants card kits, they could definitely get them. But what we do is we put the cards together for anybody that can't be in person with us. And it's 5 cards that you'll get. And this one is the holiday inspired one. And so there are 2 cards that I can show you. You guys, nothing like wait until too close to the event to get cards designed, right? Hi, Mary Carls. I had to let the dog, yes, that's okay. We're just getting started. So 2 of the cards are done. One of them I'm going to show you is partly done. And there's one more that's done, but I don't have a copy of it. I should have it by Sunday. And then the last one is in the works as well. But I thought I would show you guys 2.5 of the cards. Well, 2 plus the started one. So you guys can see what the cards are kind of going to consist of. Because I know that there's a lot of people out there that like to see the cards before committing to actually taking a class or doing something. And so I'm going to flip down and show you guys what 2 of them look like, just so that you can see what we've got in the works. Okay, so we've got Mr. Snowman using the Blushing Bride with some of that whimsy paper on the side with the snowflakes. And what we don't do, though, is we don't color things. We leave that up to the people who get them to color. So if you're there in person, you can use whatever coloring tools we have. But if you do this class at home, well, I should say, if you sign up for the MS benefit and you get the made cards, we won't do the coloring. We'll leave that up to you, so you can color them however you want. Hi, Luann Johnson from Rainy, Iowa. Hi, Barbara. So this is the Snow Wonder one, and then you open it up and it says Christmas wishes and joyful greetings. And so that's the one. And then we did one with the Arctic Bears, and you could put this into a Christmas card, or you could also make it into like a birthday card. but it's a more wintry inspired card. So Mary, is it your internet or mine? I'm assuming it's yours because mine is rocking right along with me, only 3 seconds behind. I'm so excited. Hi, by the way. Hi, Dot. Hi, Roxanne. So those are 2 of them. All right. And forgive me for not having this done quite yet, but I'm going to show you what I've got in the works. It is going to be using that gingerbread, painted gingerbread one. And so it's not quite put together yet, but it's going to be definitely very more traditional Christmas colors with the red. Hi, Latokia. Hi, Randy from Southwest Michigan. So it's going to be more inspired with so something like that. But then, not only, it'll have some wonderful gems on it. And you guys, if you recognize this card, we love this layout. It's the mystery card. And hi, Laura Sullivan. Hi, Deanne Estelle. It'll have the lamb technique along the bottom. So that one, so that's what we've got so far in the lineup. One of the cards is going to be using the Peaceful Deer stamp set. And then the other card is going to be using the penguin set. So very versatile, more holiday themed cards for the MS benefit. And I'm really trying to promote this because the event is 2 weeks from tomorrow and we only have 3 people signed up. So we need to get the party started. And so I know it comes down to having cards made so you guys can see what's going on in our heads. And so Bonnie and Cheryl are helping me with the design of these cards. And so we've been working on them over the last couple, I don't know, week or so. But that's a little bit about the MS benefit that's coming up in 2 weeks. So you guys, all the information, you can find it on the Cards by Chris B website. Just go to October 2nd. You can sign up for it there, or you can go to the Facebook events calendar, and it's under for, I think I put it on Facebook. I'm pretty sure I did, for October 2nd. So the cost is a donation, actually. So what happens is you make a $25 donation. We keep simply $5 to cover the cost of the materials for the 5 cards, and then the $20 gets donated to the MS Foundation. And this last one, we actually raised, I think, $1,700, which was pretty phenomenal, we thought. So every little bit helps. And so I have a few people on my team, Cheryl and Carla, who have been diagnosed with MS, and my sister-in-law, Linnea, has also been diagnosed with MS. And so it plays a really integral role with people that we know in the community, in our stamping community. So we thought it was for a good cause. So that's why we donate there. So, hi, Holly. So, yes, if you want to sign up for the MS benefit and you don't want to do it through my website, you guys can always just reach out to me. Checks, cash, Zelle, Venmo, PayPal is all the same. So, we can sign up like we normally do. Okay, I also want to show you a card I got in the mail today. Where is the Beehive? I'm in Ohio. So the Beehive is in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. I am an hour north of Milwaukee, an hour east of Madison, and an hour south of Green Bay. So if you're looking at the state of Wisconsin, I'm like right there, which is about 3 hours north of Chicago, which would be an amazing road trip for you, Laura. I think I have a few girls coming from Ohio next year in July. They're going to spend a week or two, I think 10 to 14 days actually. Julie is going to with her friend, and they are thinking about doing a few events with me next July already, you guys. So I've already got my schedule kind of mapped out through the end of next summer, you guys. Yes, I'm a little bit crazy. So we can always coordinate classes so you know when to travel out here. So, okay, so I have a card to show you guys. Sherry Martin sent me this beauty in the mail. Look at this. It's like a little bit of a trick card because you go to open it and it's like, oh, it won't open. That's because you have to flip it up. Look at all that bedazzling paper she used. Oh my goodness, you guys, the bedazzling paper is already gone. But look at that, you open it up and it's got another layer here. And then you open it up. Oh, your niece is in Madison. Perfect. You could go visit your niece and then come by me. Yep, I'm about an hour from the east side of Madison. So this is from Sherry Martin. Thank you, Sherry. I love it. It's beautiful. Very, very pretty. You guys, I also got some love in the mail today. Naomi Worrell sent me this beautiful card. Look at this beautiful card, and it's all yellow and black. And she's read just because, and she put a bee in there. She thought of me when she saw this. A little bee warming gift, a beehive warming gift. So be happy and smile, you guys. That's exactly it. So thank you, Naomi. I will put this up and I love it. Thank you for thinking of me. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, isn't it cool? Oh my gosh, I'm looking at it right now and it took up the whole screen and it's so cool. It's awesome. Okay, so what do we have tonight, you guys? I have my kits right here. So kits got mailed out, I think, last week at some point, maybe Thursday. I think they went to the post office. So everybody should have theirs by now. You guys look at my mascots right here. The lamb guys joined the party up here. So we're gonna get right down into it, okay? We're gonna start the party with this first card here. So let me just read back. We're doing the Sale-a-bration HooRahRah class. So I was telling my in-person peeps on Wednesday night, it feels odd to be doing that HooRahRah class because it feels like we just started Sale-a-bration. So we started Sale-a-bration August 1st. You guys had to think, because it's not written on the wall up there, but it looked like it was. So August 1st, and now it's September 17th, and we're already doing the HooRahRah. And that's because they split Sale-a-bration into 2 periods. So one in the beginning of the year and one later now. And so I have a Sale-a-bration catalog launch party. And then I have this HooRahRah. Hi, Susie. Hi, Kay. And then Mary, you're in Plymouth. Oh, you're so close to me. Very nice. You're in my backyard, I would say. A hop, skip, and a jump away. And then come the next month, I have the Sale-a-bration celebration. So 6 months out of the year, you guys, we are celebrating. My goodness. So we talked about that the other night, how fast it goes. So all of the products that, I shouldn't say all, a lot of the products for these cards, I'm featuring Sale-a-bration products. And I appreciate you sharing, Marsha. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Chris. Hi, Betty from Massachusetts. Woohoo! So just know that when I designed these cards and marketed these cards, everything was available. But as of earlier this week, the bedazzling paper is no longer in stock. Hi, Cindy. So if you go to place a $50 order now, the only option that you don't have for one of the items is the bedazzling paper. But all the other things, as far as I'm aware, are still available. So with a $50 purchase, Stampin' Up! Is rewarding you with a free gift, and there's a selection that you can pick from. Hi, Ramona. And then on top of it, I also have a Sale-a-bration board that I'm on number 5, and I think it's about 3/4 of the way full. So I'm not sure where. We have like a week and a half. We have 2 weeks left. We're going to fill this one up, and then we'll roll right into the 6th board. And no matter how full that last board gets, we'll still do a drawing. So, okay. So a lot of the paper that I use tonight is featuring the Sale-a-bration paper. Okay, so let's flip back down here. And you can see here, Kelly did this card for Technique Thursday a few weeks ago, and I just loved it so much. And I thought, wow. Woo! Excuse me, that got me. My nose was tickling. Okay, so this one features the beautifully penned designer paper. And how this works is some of you will have your polka dots on the top and some of you will have your polka dots on the bottom. They're interchangeable. What happens is when you cut the designer paper, you hold it together and then you cut at a diagonal, and then this is the top of this one, and this is the top of this one, and then you just interchange. So when you're cutting these mats, thanks, Mary. Thanks, Marsha. It's very rare that I sneeze when I'm live. Thanks, Sandy. So when you cut your mats for this, you get basically 2, okay? So, and I might just show that to you so that you can see. I'll use some scratch paper so that you can see just the concept of it, and I just have some scratch paper right here. These are just some of the slips that I use. Thanks, Kay. Hi, Angie Liner. Hi, Charlene. So pretend that these are, this is 4 by 5.5. And so just pretend this is that size. All you do is you hold the 2 pieces together. Thank you, Dot. You hold the 2 pieces together and you go to your trimmer and you would just cut them at an angle. So you can go as far down or as high as you want. I should probably hold this so it's straight for me. So you're gonna go with something like that. Okay, and then what happens is you can take, and so they're cut at the same angle and they'll fit nicely. So you can do this with any size that you want and you get 2 mats out of the same. I didn't have any extra designer paper right here to cut up But that's how you go through the process of making this. And so that's how that is. I'm not sure quite where Kelly saw her inspiration, but this was basically her Technique Thursday card from, I'd have to say, a good month ago. Okay, so for those people that are doing, oh, we got to do roll call. Hang on, you guys. Hang on. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let's do some roll call in. Okay, you guys, we have quite a few people doing this class live. So I want to say hi and call out your name. Sandy Wicklander, Deanne Estelle, Angela Knutson, Faye Gabi, Barbara Barco, Gwen Petroshek, Mary Carls, Carmen Melendez, Jeannie Parker, Brenda Wood, Leslie McMinn, Judy Bobo, Sherry Martin, Marcia Svatek, Tammy Steckling, and Donna Dress. So I have 16 of you, and I actually had 16 in person. And between all of you guys, all of the card, all the card kits are gone. So you guys, I have no extra kits for this one. But I do have, in case you're wondering, I have some card kits left from the sale-a-bration catalog launch party that was last month. And I think I have maybe 3 or 4 sets of those. So if you go back to my calendar of events from August, you could see those cards because they're very similar to these, using all the similar papers. So, okay, yay, a bunch of you guys are here. Woohoo! Okay, so what we talked about with designer paper in the past is that you get a 12 by 12 sheet. And so when you cut it at 4, you get 1, 2, 3 columns. And so instead of giving yourself a white border and mounting this onto a bigger white piece, Kelly really liked not having a white border. Hi, Becky Harding. And so what we did is we cut the card base at 4 inches wide by 11 and still scored at 5.5. So it is a little bit skinnier of a card than normal, okay? And I wanted to have both of these samples out here to show you the difference in colors that you could potentially have for your flowers. So the sale-a-bration paper that's used here is beautifully penned, and I pulled in the dies. The dies are part of sale-a-bration. You can get these free with a $100 purchase and the paper free with a $50 purchase. And these dies coordinate with a stamp set in the annual catalog called Shaded Summer. So this was the flower that I used, and then this one on the inside and some of the sentiments. Now, when Kelly did this card, she actually used the hand-penned, I think it's hand-penned, stamp set and dies. So take your bone folder and burnish your score line there. Okay. Now, in your kit, you're also going to have some of the black organdy ribbon. You're going to have a white die-cut flower like this. I also gave everybody a white piece about this big so that you could stamp it and then die cut it if you want. But I'm going to show you how I would stamp this in case you don't have the dies and you have the stamp set by chance. I'm taking this out of the plastic so it's not so shiny for you guys. So hang tight there. Okay. There is no white matte inside like I normally do because when I make cards, hi Joanna, when I make cards that have bases that are white and vanilla, I generally just stamp right on the inside of the card base. You also have a 1 by something. I can't remember. It was 1 by something. It was a scrap because you're going to end up cutting it to be the length that you want anyways, and that's in basic black. This die cut came from the Hippo and Friends dies, and so that's one of these that came out of here. It's the largest of this shape, and that's what's going to go in the background. Then you guys will each have the 2 pieces here, one for the top and one for the bottom. And you should have in your kit also the 3 black matte dots and some rhinestones. Okay, so how it works is there's also one more here. I made one in purple. You guys, I had the hardest time figuring out what color looked the best. And honestly, any color that you like will look really good with black and white. Honestly, Melon Mambo, Polished Pink, you could do Bermuda Bay. You guys at home can use whatever stamps and ink you have to make a beautiful card. I wanted to show you here because I was like, oh, purple looks really pretty too. Okay, so what I would do first is let's glue these 2 pieces down, and I would start at the top. I always start where my score line is for if like my score line's on the top here, I want to put my paper as flush as I can with that. And then if I have this piece down and there's any overhang, I can use that as a guide for cutting. Hi, Patricia. So let's flip both of these over, get our glue going, and get these adhered down. Oh, gotta polka dots. Okay, I was like, oh, that's really pretty too. But the way that they work is you gotta have polka dots. You either gotta have this side up or you have to have the other side up. It doesn't work to do like this side up with the other. Okay, so let's grab this, and this is gonna go at the top here. Hi, Kathy Larson. Hi, Yolanda. Sorry, the J's silent. I know that. Okay, so if by chance, when you guys were kind of hovering your paper over the top, I tried to make sure all your white bases were shorter than the designer paper. But if for any reason you need to trim off some white, you could do that. And these guys should nestle right. That seam should be exactly right on there. Now this is where if you need to flip this up and grab your paper scissors and do any trimming, you could definitely use the white thick base as like a line to help you keep it straight. And if for any reason like this side needs to get trimmed, I'm just gonna use the white base as a guide, like that. And just, it's little hairs, like you could leave them or you could cut them off. Totally up to you. Okay, so that's good. Let's get the little schnibbles out of the way. Okay, so then you have this piece of organdy. How I would put that on my card, and is I find so many times people like to try to attach to the back of this and then put it down. I actually, I'm gonna put my ribbon down onto my card first. And how I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna take a piece of tearing tape and put that down here. And then I'm going to kind of fold this in half. And then I'm gonna center it like left to right on my card here, just like that, okay? And then I'm also going to take another one. Hi, Mary Jo. I'm gonna put that right over the top. And then I'll be able to put this where I want it. Now, if you find that like this little loop on the end is longer than you want it to be, all you have to do is pull that a little bit. And now it's a little bit shorter, and something like that will look really good. Okay, that's secure. There's nothing that we need to do with this except for get a couple dimensionals. Hi, Shauna Burns. We get a couple dimensionals, and we will put this, not a couple, it's actually 6. But we're gonna put this right over the top. Now, I am not going to take the waxy paper off of my tearing tape. I'm gonna let it right on there and treat it like it's just single-sided tape. And then this will go right about that. Now, if you want your ribbon down and you want this, you guys, your card, however you envision it, put it wherever you want, but I'm gonna put it something like this. Okay? Now, what color do we wanna do? The general consensus in class was that people loved the rich razzleberry. So I did, one of these is so this is Mary Merlot. And then this is actually rich razzleberry. So we've got Mary Merlot, rich razzleberry, and purple I did. But I wanted to show you guys how I would stamp this if I didn't have the dies and I don't want to, so I send you guys the die cut piece. It worked for me once, so we're gonna try it. I don't know if I get it every time, but this is the stamp. And so I'm gonna ink this up, and I'm gonna actually do upside down stamping. So if you guys want to, so there's a rolled edge to this. So the rolled edge will go, so that gets stamped on. And I would actually eyeball this and do this is upside down stamping, you guys. So, So it does work. So I eyeballed it, and now I'm just taking my finger and pressing. So this is where, the only reason you would need to do this is because I give you guys your die cut piece, and I give you a piece of white scratch paper. And if you don't want to throw this away or waste it and give it a shot at trying, hi Karen Drain from Erie, Michigan. If you want to give it a shot and not waste it, the worst that's going to happen is it's not going to turn out and you're going to throw it in the garbage anyways. So let's just give it a shot and see what happens. And voila, you guys, it is possible to do it. It's just a matter of getting it lined up nicely. Okay, so then we're gonna also stamp the flower on the inside. So this set has the big flower like this and then a flower that doesn't have a stem. And I used that flower on the inside. So we're gonna flip this open and I'm gonna stamp that. You guys, I just re-inked this ink pad last night, so it's juicy, very juicy. Okay, so we're gonna put this guy near the bottom and I'm gonna make this a hello you. Hello you. And so when I do a hello on the outside, I don't generally do anything on the inside because I like to write stuff and I would fill that up with words. Now, if you have a stamp at home that would let you'd like to stamp on the inside, you could definitely do that too. Okay, so we have some embossing to do. So let's get these cleaned up a little. And so we've got our flower ready here. Okay, we did rich raspberry. So what people in class like to do with the flower, so you could see here, I left it white. Looks cool, it looks good. But here, I actually colored it in a little bit and it actually gave it that two-tone look. So I'm gonna color that real quick. So let's clean these, you guys, though, so I can not get ink in them. Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. Okay. Put these back over yonder. So with the rich raspberry, there are no longer rich raspberry blends. There's blackberry, light and dark. And so this is actually the blackberry light one. And I'm just filling in the areas that look white in the flower to make it look like a two-tone flower. So we're just gonna fill in some of these white areas here. Now, if you go with purple, you could do like Highland Heather or Gorgeous Grape. And then there are there's Highland Heather blends. If you, from last year, got any of there's Purple Posy blends that are no longer available, but you could do a light purple. Kelly even thought Bermuda Bay would look super cool to do like a bluish flower. So that's just giving it a little bit of extra coloring. So just filling in that white spot. And then for the leaves, like Just Jade would be pretty. That's what I'm using. You could also use mint macaron. You could use old olive. You could use soft succulent. You could do evening evergreen. So depending on what color your flowers are, you could do some leaves to coordinate with them. So just those leaves. And then the middles of the flowers, I definitely did them in Daffodil Delight. And the other thing is, you guys, I put 3 diamonds in your kits. And I have diamonds right here. If you want to color your diamonds, you can. So like on this one, I left them like crystal clear, but you can't tell that because there's yellow underneath. But if you want to color your diamonds, you can. And I would definitely recommend using your fine tip of your blend versus the brush tip because it'll get worn out faster. So I would use that and then take your pick tool, and you could have yellow rhinestones right in the middles of your flowers. If you want to leave them clear, you could definitely do that as well. But I don't know if you can tell much of a difference. The one on the right is yellow colored, and the one on the left is just a clear with the yellow flower colored underneath, like the center is colored. Okay, so buttons on your underwear. Yep, that's the saying. So those are done. Now, what's left to prep here is this piece of basic black. And I was a bad teacher, not prepared. So I have to go and get it off the counter over here. 10 seconds. It was here. It just was 10 feet away from class the other night. Okay, so let's see here. I need to get a plug. So you guys, we're gonna be using our heat tool and unplug a plug. So I'm gonna plug that guy back in. Okay, so my suggestion, if you don't have white embossing powder, so most of us have white paper at home. Hi, Karen Wetstein. If you don't, okay, so this is a piece of black and we're embossing white, our sentiments in white. And the reason that it shows up is because it's white embossing powder. So this is an embossing buddy. They don't make those through they don't sell them through Stampin' Up, but a dryer sheet would work. It's just a chalk pillow is what it is, and it helps with static electricity. So if you guys don't have white embossing powder, hi Anna Rebedu, you could always take a piece of white and cut it down and stamp on black, black ink on it. That works too. So I gave you the piece of black. Hopefully most people have white embossing powder. I keep mine in this Tupperware container, and you're gonna need a Versamark pad. A Versamark pad is a gooey pigment pad that helps this embossing powder stick to it. And what embossing powder is, hi Janet, it's teeny tiny pieces of plastic pellets that will stick where you stamp them, and then you heat them up and they kind of like bake together. And before I do this, it's hard to tell it in the picture, but I tore this side right here. And I'm gonna do that before I emboss. So I don't take my index finger. I'm generally a middle finger kind of person. And I take that nail. I don't know if it's stronger or what it is, but I usually take that finger. Well, if it breaks, then it's not my pointer finger that's breaking. And I just take my nail and I tear that edge like that. So you can kind of see it's got a torn edge to it. There, you can kind of see that rough edge. And then now ink up with the Hello You. And I'm gonna give it a second to let that ink hit the paper and not squishing too hard that I get a halo. I really don't want a halo because you can't see the halo. This Versamark is a pigment pad. And so now you can't really see it. It's kind of invisible ink is what I would call Versamark. But when you pour this over the top, it sticks where you stamped it. So you've got Hello You. I do keep a little paintbrush on standby in case I need to shake anything off of there. And once it's ready, then I do shut this back up and then shut my ink up, because when I turn on the heat gun, things tend to blow around. So we're going to move this stuff out of the way. Now, it's such a small piece of paper, and I don't want anybody to burn your fingers, so I do recommend grabbing a clothespin. If you don't have one, take one from somebody you know that has one and keep one in your bag. Oh, Penny, you got your card in the mail today. Awesome. I take a clothespin so I don't burn my fingers. So somebody's got clothespins somewhere in your life, and you want to get one if you don't have one. And I have my heat gun. It's like a blow dryer meets a toaster, and we're gonna see if I can get you guys to see the magic. It's hard to see it unless you're like up close and personal. But what happens is it starts to melt, and it goes from a powdery look to a solid look. And that's it. I don't wave it around. I just get it so that it's done, and then shut that off. And when it's done, it kind of now has a shininess to it, and you can put your finger over and that doesn't come off, and it's pretty much dried right away. Okay, so hi Linnea. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna prep this with some dimensionals. There is glue on there, so hang on. I don't know if I got glue there, but we're gonna get that off of there. Okay, this is an adhesive eraser, and it gets glue off of things. So it saves the day every time. So we're gonna put a couple dimensionals on the flower to pop that up. And I'm not gonna worry about the stem right now, because I'm gonna be tucking the black underneath the stem. So for now, I'm gonna get the flower prepped and ready to go. It's not freezing for me, Penny. I'm not sure what to tell ya. I have had very good luck with no freezing lately. So, all right, so we're gonna put this here, centered on that die cut. And now what's gonna happen is you gotta fit this little black thing in here, and you're gonna end up having to cut some of this off. So I'm gonna trim off a little bit, but I left it a little bit longer for you guys so that in case you have a little longer sentiment, you can work with a little bit more. So this is gonna sneak right underneath that stem. And I'm actually gonna trim off a hair more so that a little more is hiding. And we're gonna put a little dimensional or adimensional on the way left side, because that's gonna be hanging off the edge of that white thing, that white label. And then I'm gonna put liquid glue on the right side. And we're gonna tuck it so that it's just incognito, like behind the stem. Okay, so now our stem is still a little loose. So, hi Rita. So all I'm gonna do to fix the stem is I'm gonna flip it back up a hair and just get a little bit of dot of liquid glue right on it, and that'll hold it down. The reason I didn't wanna glue the stem right away is because I needed to make sure I snuck that black sentiment in it. Hi Jeannie Turbolegger. All right, so that's gonna go just like that. Almost done. What we'll do next is we just have to add a few of the black matte dots. So you guys got 3 of them, either 2 large and a small, or you got 2 small and a large. And so you can put them, I'm gonna put it right over the top of that one polka dot, so it kind of fit right in place. And then I'm gonna put a little guy there. Hi Kathy. And then we're gonna put one more. Where do we wanna put the other one? I guess we're gonna put it right there. Okay, there you go. It's not so crazy doing this diagonal slant. We're not done though, hang on. We have to trim our tails. So that ribbon was about 8 inches. And so you just gotta trim your tails slightly, and how you can trim them however you want. You're just gonna go like that. And now I think we got one done. So Laura, one is colored in and one isn't, just because everybody likes different things. So I wanted to show you guys variety. This one is Rich Razzleberry. This one is Mary Merlot. This one I did here was Gorgeous Grape. So everybody at home has their own paper to work with. You just have to supply your own stamps and your own ink. And I just wanted to show you how different, but both beautiful, they look. This one has the white inside, and then this one has the colored inside. So here I colored the leaves, and here I colored the leaves, but I didn't, you know, so it's just, you didn't miss it. It's just that they're just different, just to show you guys. And I even, like, I was trying to practice with what colors to do, so I ended up with all these extra flowers. So, yeah. Yeah, so that's it, you guys. It's a super cool card. So if you really have some DSP that you want to show off, and you want different on the top and the bottom, you just line them up and you cut them at the same time, and then you have 2 mats that you can use. So that's it. Okay, so which one did we do tonight? I think it was this one. So that one will be for a prize for somebody for next week. Now, I wouldn't color in the bottom here with my blends, because if you do, they will soak through to the back and you'll see random splotchiness on the back. So I'm gonna just leave that just how it is. If you do decide you wanna color this, colored pencils would work better, or you have to go with a very, very fine tip, like a very fine hand, like very gentle and not coloring a lot. All right, first card done, very easy. I love it, love it, love it. So Kelly left this, so when Kelly does Technique Thursday cards, she leaves them sitting right here, and it's so fun to get a card like left on my desk here of a pretty card. So that was a Kelly card that she did. I loved it. It was, I definitely cased her card, which she cased from somewhere along the way too. All right, okay, let's get this guy clean though, because what's gonna happen is if I don't clean it, I might forget, and then I have to do it later when I find it. So we're gonna get that cleaned up. So, all right, one done, woohoo! All right, we're going to do the deer card next. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So, you guys, this paper was the Peaceful Prints paper. That is a free sale-a-bration item. So with a $50 purchase, you get a pack of 12 by 12 paper, and these are 3 of the sheets from it. So when I designed this card, I tried to maximize paper, right? So that I could use as many prints as possible. And so you either got this print, or this print. And so like when you open this one up, it's got that on the background, and it's a little pocket card, you guys. Very, very cool. I made a little fun fold for you. This one's polka dots, and on the inside it's trees. So if you have this one, you have to have the trees on the inside so that they stay right, where if you go inside out with it, your trees will be upside down. Okay, so that's that. And then the red one. And That one has the snowflakes. So that one's more a black with a red base. So it's a black base. So my sample I have for us tonight that we're gonna work with is the green one. And so it's the green with the snowflakes. And basically, this one is a quarter sheet of paper, 5.5 by 4.25. So it's just a quarter sheet, so cut in a quarter. You also have a piece here that matches. It's 2 3/4 by 4. So 2 3/4 by 4. It mats behind this white right here. Okay, it's a gift card holder, yeah. And then this one is your little pocket from the inside. Now, these two dies, they come from the set called Scalloped Contours dies. I love them. They're in my top 5 of dies. I don't know if you guys have been watching me or following me since June. You could probably, I don't even know if you could count the number of cards I made on 2 hands. It's over a dozen cards that I've made for class cards using these dies. They are awesome. The Scallop Contour dies are amazing. So that's where those came from, these 2 pieces here. Okay, so then what you guys have for your designer paper, it's 5.25 by 12. So you basically can get 2 card bases or 2 cards out of one piece of 12 by 12 DSP. You have an 1.5 inch strip on the side left. And everybody's are scored at 4 and 8. You have to do a little work, the 16 of you that have this kit with me. So I folded them so that, you know, that's how that folds. So they're scored at 4 and 8. So one fits better on the inside. Like this one has a little bit of a bumpy right here. So it fits, for me, mine fits better like that. That fits good. So this is gonna open like this and like that. Okay, so if we look at the sample again, there is a corner missing here, right? We have to cut this off. I did not do it for everybody. In class on Wednesday, everybody had to do it in class with me, so I didn't prep them. I wanna teach you guys how to do this. Okay, so what you're gonna do for those of you who are at home, we just need to cut off this corner right here. You can't cut this corner, it's gotta be this corner. So when this opens like this, it's this corner right here. So from this point to this point. And this trimmer is just too short, so we can't use this one, sad face, okay? So we're gonna grab the other trimmer right here. And what we're gonna do, let's make sure I got it right now. I set it down and now let's see how it goes. Like this. Okay. So we're gonna cut from this corner. Oh, there's a piece of paper in there. Okay. So from this corner, we're gonna line that up right where the saw blade goes, you guys. And then we're gonna go down to there where the saw blade goes. Okay, so we're cutting that corner off. That's all we're doing. We're not scoring, but we're using this one and making sure we got it lined up good. And by you guys cutting off your own, you get to keep this piece of paper. So I did not want to have 36 little triangles floating around my craft area because I don't know when I would ever use them. So when you cut that off, now you've got your pocket right here. Okay? So use this for something special. Make a card with it or something. And that's really the rocket science behind this card. Okay. Not tricky at all. So what we can do now is prep our pocket here. So I would use tear and tape. You can use liquid glue if you want. For some reason, when it comes to this, I don't want the glue oozing out on me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go right up to the peak here. I'm gonna keep it as close to the edge as possible. I don't care if I'm over a hair though, because I can fold that right back. Peel off your thing, and now I talked about that little bit that's hanging up, just tuck it right back. Don't worry about the overhang, just flip it over. Now what you do is you just shut this, and then that creates your pocket. That's it, guys. Super easy. Okay, so now what we can do is flip that over and adhere this to our mat, which is garden green. Let's see if our light's good. Okay, so that, make sure you have it. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter at this point. So we're gonna put that right on here. Make sure I can wiggle with it a little bit. Hi, Marsha. Okay, that's that. So now, make sure that's nice and secure on here. And that flips up, okay? All right, so let's look at this now. You guys should all have some of this organdy ribbon. It's the white organdy ribbon. So the last card we used was the black organdy ribbon. And so on this one is the, I don't have enough. Okay, you guys got like 8 inches of the white organdy ribbon. So you got to see the difference between the two. So what happens here is this ribbon, I gave you guys 8 inches. We don't want to waste a lot. So we're just going to cut like right about here. I think that's probably about 8 inches, if I'm not mistaken. And what I have here is the garden green piece is glued down first, and then the ribbon is next. So take and adhere that. Hi, Sandy Zidun. I think I have that right. And this goes on the top here, like that. Okay, now I would use tear-in tape and make myself the little sandwich here. So I'm actually going to do a piece here and attach this tail. I'm centering it so it's like right in the middle. My day was good. I hope yours was good too. Got lots of work done. I'm gonna put that right over the top and then bring this back around like that. So we're not wasting that ribbon, and you will get to see the pretty ribbon on the back side here as well. Okay, so grab yourself a couple more pieces of tear-in tape. I'm gonna put one down first so that it's really sandwiched good. That's gonna go here, and then I'm gonna put this one over the top. And I'm not picking off this waxy paper because this white piece is like it's popped up, and I don't want it to stick to this. So I'm leaving it as like single-sided tape. Okay, so now we have these 2 pieces that we can go ahead and stamp. All right, so the set that I used for this one is called Peaceful Deer, and it has the baby and the trees and some snowflakes and some pretty sentiments. If you don't have this set, I know you guys will find something in your vault, your Stampin' Arsenal, to use to make your own pretty scene on the front of the card. So lots of stamps here. So let's grab snowflakes and trees and deer. Oh my. Okay, so because these are photopolymer, I'm going to grab out the piercing mat and put that underneath me while I stamp. And there's no order to it really, but I am going to grab a piece for underneath here. Thanks, Becky. I'm glad you found my site too. Okay, so Evening Evergreen, you guys, one of my favorite Stampin' Up! Colors. I would never have thought that anything would beat purple in my life, but Evening Evergreen has stolen my heart. So if you guys get ink on the side, you see what I did? I got ink all over there. If you're good and you can work around that, don't clean it. But if you can't work around that and you don't want to get it all over your project, I would definitely grab a wet wipe and get that cleaned up. I get ink on places sometimes too, and so I missed inking up right there apparently, so we're gonna try that again. And so when I stamped this tree, I did not want, there's a line right there, I wanted that to be below my scallops. So I'm gonna stamp just one of those at first strength near the edge here. And then there's another set of trees in there that has 3 smaller ones. There I was okay with the snow hill, so I put those up a little higher. But then what I did is I did first strength, and then I filled in this background right away, and I did a second strength. And what it does is it creates the illusion that there's trees in the distance. So first strength, second strength. And that's it for the Evening Evergreen. Then there's the Real Red, and I did Merry Christmas in Real Red near the top here. Oh, you guys, I did it backwards. Okay. Okay, this is really the inside, so that's okay. It's still gonna be the inside. We're gonna do that over because oh, one person did this the other night too, and it's okay. We make work. So you guys get to see this in action again. So hi, Linda Davis from Texas. So we're gonna do one of these green ones on the side here. Okay, just like that. Boom. And then we're going to do the other set of trees right next to it. I'll get a little more ink on there, right about there. And then the second strength, something like that, creating the illusion that there's the trees in the background. Cool beans. All right, now I think we're done with the green. Okay, we'll go back to red. I caught that with this, okay, Merry Christmas. So we're gonna go back to our Merry Christmas, and that's gonna fit near the top here. Kind of nestles right there. Okay, we're not done with the real red on our inside. So this is what my inside looks like for this one. I put the Bambi in there. Well, for this one, we're doing the trees, which is quite all right. So to get an idea of where to stamp this, you could take a guess and stamp it somewhere over there. But what I wanted to do is I set it in here right about where I wanted it to be seen. And that I stamped my set. So as long as everything's flat underneath here, you should be good to go. So, yeah, real crafting is good. So I make mistakes too. People don't see me make mistakes generally. So I do make them though. So this is gonna set right there. And there you go. So now the sentiment's right there when you open the card and then you pull it out. It's like, oh, there's little pretty trees in there. Okay, so no Bambi in the inside of that one. So you guys, if you have a hard time using designer series paper because you don't know which pattern to use on the front or the back, this is the perfect card because look how much of it you get to see, almost all of it. You get to really see it. So, and it's actually, this card, it was super easy. There was not a lot of die cutting, but it looks so nice. It's so pretty. So we're gonna put a little bit of early espresso down here. Some dirty snow is what I'm gonna call that because it's supposed to be a snow hill. And our Bambi is gonna be hanging out right on top of our little snow hill. Now I know you guys, Bambi is not really proportionate with the, with the trees, but it is a card. It's okay. It's not real life. I know Bambi's big, but that's how it's gonna be. And then we have some balmy blue snowflakes. So there's a snowflake in this set. All of this is it's all, how do I want to say? It's all in the stamp set. So all the stamps that I'm using for this card. Hi, Bonnie Kelly. So what I'm doing though is I'm gonna stamp off because the snowflakes are really dark if you do them at full strength. So I'm gonna do second strength. So I'm gonna sneak some right there. And I'm gonna put some, I'm trying not to hit Bambi to go over. And then we're gonna put some at the top here, fill some in right here, and then put a few down the side. If you really wanted to, you could also stamp some snowflakes. Yes, the trees are far away, that's why, exactly. You could stamp some snowflakes coming down on that one if you guys wanted to. Sky's the limit. The snowflakes are wherever you want. Now, I do want to get one more right there. So how I would do that, well, and we're going to do a couple right here. How I would get a snowflake right there, you guys. So if you just want one little one there, what you want to do is clean up your stamp so that it doesn't have any ink or residue on it. I would make sure that it's dry. And then what you can do is just grab like 2 of them. So take those 2 on the side there, stamp off, and now you can fit those 2. And what it did is I just stamped a couple of those little snowflakes right by its butt in the tree there. So it's snowing everywhere, all over Bambi. Poor Bambi. Bambi's all cold and stuff. But okay, so what's left on this one is to color our deer in. And I have a bronze blend. If you guys have colored pencils, they work too. Bronze, if you have soft suede, that's a blend as well, a color that Stampin' Up! Has. You could also do crumb cake. Some people use dark crumb cake in class on Wednesday night. That works good too. Thanks for sharing, Janice. I appreciate it. So we're gonna color in our Bambi. Hi, Crystal McBride. I talked to your mom the other day. You're watching the penguin card tonight and I don't have any sets left. I'm so sad. Don't be mad at your mom. So she tried. Okay, so then we're gonna flip that over. Wow, like the light or the thin end was a lot. The thin end was a lot lighter than the dark end. So we have a Bambi here that has 2-tone going on. So I'm gonna try to go back over the whole thing and see if we can fix this. Cinnamon cider, Holly says. Yep, some people brought cinnamon cider to class on Wednesday night. So what I do for cards that have blends, people, if they have their own blends, they bring them, because then I don't have like 20 people using my blends and the tip getting kind of demolished. So everybody, then they don't have to wait for any other markers too. So yes. So here we've got Bambilicious all colored. No pun intended with delicious. Yeah. Okay, so there's that. And then what we're gonna do is put some dimensionals on the back of this one. And we're gonna go for 6 like the last one. And put that on our card front. And I add a few little opal rounds. You guys, this is a fun layout. So I saw this from a different demonstrator. This layout, not this, like I decorated it with the stamps and the colors that I wanted to use, but this is a cool fun fold, you guys. A really easy fun fold. All right, last but not least, here's an opal round that I found just hanging out over there. So we're gonna use that one. And you guys got 3 opal rounds in your kit. Some got 2 big and 1 small, and some got the opposite, 2 small and a big. So I'm just gonna throw them. The opal rounds really bring out the opalescence of the organdy ribbon. They're both very shimmery. So those people that got these kits, you can see how much they match really nicely. Yes, it would definitely be a good card for a gift card. Yeah, that's it, you guys. Isn't that cool? I love it. And it's, if you got some sale-a-bration DSP and you don't know what to do with it, start making your Christmas cards with this paper. It's so pretty. All right, so we've got 2 done and 2 more to go. So that was from my kit, and this is from my kit. So let's get cleaned up a little bit. So there was no plastic envelope. Okay, so you guys, it's always good practice to clean as you go. So we'll get this guy cleaned. This one, that one, lots of stamps on this one, and then this one. Yeah, Cindy, I definitely agree. But like, and then on top of it, you have this left, and what you could do with that is make another card. So what you could do is get a card base, like a garden green. So this is garden green. So your card base is like this. You could put this on your card like this, or like this, and then you could take that big, oh, let's grab it. You could take the scallop like this, and then decorate this with something, put some ribbon on here, and use that triangle to make another card, you guys. So that's why I didn't want to cut them for you. I mean, I wasn't trying to be lazy, you guys, but I thought, oh, and you know what I'll do is whoever wins this card next week can have that piece of paper, so that I'm not sitting here with it floating around in my my crazy area here. Okay, so 2 down. Let's put some stuff away. And we're gonna go to Baba Black Sheep. Have you any wool? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 3 bags full. Do you guys remember that nursery rhyme? Okay, so let's pull out our Inky Dinky Doos. We need smoky slate for the hooves, and I've got ivory for its face. We got little grass clippings here. We're making this one into a birthday card. So one of the things that you can get for free during sale-a-bration is the dies that go along with the sheep. And the sheep are a free stamp set with a $50 purchase, and the dies are free with a $50 purchase. So with a $100 purchase, you guys could get the whole set. Okay? And in that set, there are 3 sheep. So those are the 3 we're going to use. So let's see what's in your kit. I'm very hopeful everything's in mine. Oh, yeah. Okay, so pull out all your bits and parts, you guys. Be careful. There's a little party hat in there, okay? So don't lose that. That is cut. So this little piece of paper right here, there is a DSP set that you can get for free for being a host. Not free, sorry. It's $18. You get 48 sheets. And this is one of the pieces in there. And so thank you to Anna. You guys give her a round of applause. She cut, well, between her and Pat, they cut all the stuff for this class. For the die cutting and embossing, but Anna cut out your fence. She cut out, so that's out of Early Espresso. Your little sun here is from the In Color, no, what is it? The Brights DSP. So you got a little sun. You've got two clouds that Anna also cut out. That's from Balmy Blue DSP. And so those die cuts, so the hat, the fence, the sun, and the two clouds came from this set, as well as the sheep, okay? So it's kind of like all inclusive. That was the word I was looking for earlier. Okay, so this one's good. You guys got to get some blending action in tonight too with your blending brushes. So if you guys remember, I did a game night back in June using the chickens, and I completely cased that card because with my animals, I like things to look more real. So I tried to make it look like it was a nice, sunny, bright day, and they're just partying in the pasture. Okay, so 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Hi, Jolene. And then burnish your edge with the bone folder. Your piece of crumb cake and your white are both the same size at 4 by 5 1/4. So one's your inside and one's for your outside here. And there's no reason why we can't get this one glued down and out of our area here. There's nothing that needs to get tucked behind it or tails or anything like that. So that's gonna get adhered right on our card base like so. We're gonna set these things out of the way for now because we're not in the mood to work on them right now. We're gonna hang tight. But what we are gonna work on, so you guys have a piece of white in your kit. It was something about this size, like that. It was enough for you guys to stamp your two sheep. And because of the magic of TV tonight, I did mine already. My TV magic happened. And so they're stamped, just so you guys know, it's these two that I stamped. And I stamped them in early espresso. And then what I did is I die cut them. And the other thing that happens is we want to color them. So I know that looks a little messy, so we'll grab a new one. So I've got ivory for this one's face, and that's what the other one is already colored. Okay, so you're just gonna color that ivory. And then the hooves I did in a light smoky slate. So there's 1, 2, buckle my shoe, and then 3, 4, shut the door. So that's our prep work for our sheep. Just set them off to the side. I've got them, I'll let them hang out over here while we work on more over here. So this piece is our inside, and the inside, I made mine look like that. So I've got this little guy over here. Now, if you wanted for the one on the inside too, like this was my sample card, but you guys, we definitely could color their faces. I generally start to slack when it comes down to the inside. I stamp things, but then I don't necessarily get around to coloring them. So, but you guys definitely can, look at me coloring my sample and not even working on the real card. Hang on. All right, so there, now I feel good. That's your inside. So how that happens is you take your espresso ink pad, and we're gonna take this one, who is like the one that is on the best behavior. He says, I'm not doing anything wrong. Don't yell at me, Mom, because those other two were the ones that were causing all the shenanigans, partying out in the pasture. He's got that innocent looking face, doesn't he? Okay, so he's down there. And underneath him, I think that's it for espresso for right now. We've got a little bit of old olive, and there's little grass clippings. And I did put some grass underneath this one's feet, like that. We'll hang out with that one in a little bit. So if you want to stamp your sentiment, so I made this a birthday card. So it says, you're amazing and so glad it's your birthday. Interchangeable. That one could fit there, or that, you know, they could go either way. But I'm going to put you're amazing on the outside, and then so glad it's your birthday. You know what? I'm actually going to leave it off, because whoever gets this card from me as a prize next week could stamp their own sentiment on the inside, and then they could make it birthday or a thinking of you card or a thank you card. So when it says you are amazing, you can just tell somebody that they're amazing and not have a reason to, you know, like for a specific thing. So we'll color the hooves though in the smoky slate so that that's ready. Okay, so we'll set this off to the side here because that's ready. Now you sound like the kids. Ha ha. Yep, exactly. You would think I was hanging out with kids, but I really wasn't. Okay, So what's left here is the blending action. So we've got Balmy Blue on the top, Old Olive on the bottom. So I've got from class, Deanna Stell would be very proud of me. I did not clean them out. I'm going to say that every time now because we did this in class and I left my brushes with the color ink that is on them and they're ready to go for tonight. So we're going to do a little bit of the Old Olive on the bottom here. And so we're just taking ink, inky dinky doo, and making some grass coloring down here. I'm going up about 3/4 of an inch. You can see I'm going in a circular motion and we're basically painting our paper that is white, painting it green. And you can go higher, you could go a little bit lower. You might not even be doing this. You guys will surprise me with your cards when you show them pictures. So that's what I've got going on for the green. I like to keep this brush with the green paper. And then when it comes time for blue, I bring in the blue piece. Because if I'm using the green brush over this blue, it sometimes picks up that blue color. So I try to keep the color ink to the paper that I'm using here. So now I've got my Balmy Blue for my sky. And you guys see, I always try to, and people in class too, they go off the edge here first because it gets a little thick. And then you work your way onto the paper with circles. So if you get a little bit of darkness around the edge, it's okay. You know, nothing in the sky is even anyways. And we're gonna keep working at this until we get it as dark as we want it. And I try to be a little bit careful where the grass meets the sky. I don't like to keep going over the grass very much because it makes a different color. And so I'm gonna get close to it, but not try to hit it so much. And I can keep adding color until I want it, or until I have it as dark as I want it. And I got a little dark over there, so I might do the same over on this side. I might get the edges a little bit darker than normal to make it look like I did that intentionally, right? To kind of frame it. Yep, see I did it there. You can kind of see it's darker, a little darker. Just no rhyme or reason, guys. Make it look like it's, so somebody can't figure out what you were trying to do. Okay, and I always am going back to get more ink when I'm noticing that it's not kind of putting any more ink on the paper, because I'd rather get more ink on the brush and not push as hard than to push hard and kind of wreck the bristles of the brush. And now I'm going to try to work into the green without kind of mixing it. So instead of doing circles, I'm going to kind of go like this and pick up my brush every time. Okay, and it's the sky, you guys. Kind of makes it look like there's clouds, right? Different colors. Keep adding until you have it as dark as you want it. Hi, Bonnie. All right. When you think it's the color that you want it, you can definitely take a break and put the ink colors away. I might just grab the green again and see if I can bring this up just a hair to eliminate some of that white. Okay, so that's it for blending, you guys. If you did the game night class with me back in June, I know you definitely have a set of blending brushes. Okay, so what's left on here is we got to put a little grass clippings. So on this card right here, you can see I've got some grass clippings on here in random spots. So we're just gonna go back to that one stamp here, and we're just, oh, it's at second strength. So if you go like that, it's gonna be super dark. If you go like that, it's gonna be a little bit lighter. And if you do even third strength, so I might even do third strength. And you can see that that stamp gives me a halo. You can see that? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make sure I go 1, 2, and then 3 over here. And if you want it a little bit darker than that, do second strength. But I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3. And I'm so careful not to do a halo. 1, 2, 1 off the edge here. Okay, and then we're gonna do 1, 2 over there. Right there. So when you have as much grass clippings as you want hanging up there, they're not grass clippings, you guys, it's real grass growing. If it would be clippings, they'd be sideways like that, like falling over. So we can see if that's as much as we want by taking and putting the fence there, and then we can kind of set this one here, and I'm like, oh yeah, that looks good. So, but before I finish and want to start assembling, I'm going to stamp my sentiment, an early espresso at the top. And I've done all this work, and I think it's going to be good. I just don't want to mess it up. So I'm going to practice over here, You're Amazing, just to make sure that I feel comfortable stamping it on this nice piece of work here. And I'm going to go right up near the top. Nice even pressure, not squishing too hard. And then we've got You're Amazing. Okay? Okay, stamp off for those guys so they're ready to get cleaned. I'm done with the espresso. And now I think it's time to assemble. So let's grab all of our stuff back here. And we can get glue happy on these two pieces. So it's definitely damp, Marsha. So I'll show you in a second here. I'll bring out the purple chamois, and if you give me I'll get this card put together. When I clean the stamps, I'll talk about the chamois for a second. So we're gonna put this guy on the inside, like so. And then this one goes on the outside. You can just see enough of that crumb cake embossed with the Tasteful Textiles and know it's back there. Now, the fence. So this guy, when I put animals down, I like to pop up their heads and have their feet planted. So what I'll do is put 2 dimensionals on him, and then I will put liquid glue at his feet. So that's ready to go. Now for the fence though, I like to use the black dimensionals because the fence is dark. And so if you use the black dimensionals, you won't see any white peeking out. And what I'm gonna do is cut a strip here, like this, from the edge of my black dimensionals. And then what I can do is prep that, oh man, he's sticking to me. Prep that on the back here. So this one will go across like this. You guys don't be afraid to use the edge of your dimensionals because they work perfectly fine. And then I'm gonna grab a little bit more and we're gonna put those down the ends. Oh, that might be too long. Yep, it's too long. So we're gonna trim him down a little bit and put that there. And instead of wasting this little guy, we're gonna put it right there. And then this one's gonna be too long as well, so we're trimming that. We'll put that right there. And then the last one on the edge. And so now we got our fence ready to go. So what we'll do is we'll peel off all those backs and we're gonna insert sheep, right? So instead of trying to put the sheep down and figuring like putting the fence over, this is how I did it. Oh, I'm hanging over the edge with this guy. So let's grab him and MacGyver him back there. Okay, so now he's got his one hanging over the edge here, like, get me out of here. He's jumping through the air just like that. So he's stuck on the fence, and I'm gonna put a dimensional at the top here. So he's popped up with his head, and I'm not even gonna worry about putting more adhesive on him. You could if you wanna put some adhesive. Now you can put your fence, and I have it lined up on the left margin there. There you go. That's how we put him down. Then this other guy's ready to go. He just needs a little bit of glue under his toes to keep him planted so he doesn't run away. And he's gonna be dancing in the street like that. It's at the pasture actually. And then what else do we have? The sun is flat, and then that cloud is flat. So put a little adhesive behind both of those. See if I can get these picked up. There we go. So the sun's in the top corner there, and this one's over here like that. And then this last cloud, we popped him up with some dimensionals. So I used the little guys. I would say 3 would be good. And then the party hat is actually glued on, and I don't know, I didn't pop anything up actually. So this guy will go here, and I can see on the back here, I didn't put anything back to hold that up. So we're gonna put a little dot of glue right at the top of this guy's head for the party hat. And then you guys have one lonely little Opal Round, a small one, in your kit. And that is for the top of the party hat. And that's how that comes together, you guys. It's okay, right? So, whoever gets this next week, you're more than welcome to stamp your own sentiment on the inside, and you can make it into a birthday card, a thank you card, a thinking of you card. Just because he's got a party hat on does not mean that it's for a birthday. It could be for a graduation card too. So, all right. So Marcia asked about cleaning the stamps. Excuse me. So we're going to do that really quick. She asked if it is dry or wet. So I generally keep my chamois in a stamp case, a clear stamp case, and it's wet. And you know it's wet because you can do this. It's not sopping wet. I haven't rinsed it out for a while, like, I don't know, maybe a week or two. So it eventually starts to get air dry. If this were dry, it would be brittly hard. And you could like maybe take it and fold it in half and it would break. But it's like a chamois for washing your car. But it's, I don't know if it's, like it's a certain thickness, so it's really easy to take your stamps. I generally pick it up and then I hold it. Some people don't, I think some people don't like to hold them, and so they do go like that and try not to pick it up, but I don't mind. I feel like I can take my fingers and push in to the crevasses of the stamps and get all of the ink out better than just pushing down on it. So it's definitely wet, Marcia, and I keep it wet all the time. So every now and then I will give it a good washing and go just underneath the sink and rinse it out, and then the ink just kind of runs right out too. It will always stay stained like this. Like there's no way to get that ink out of here. So there, purple chamois. Okay, Jana says it's cute, Kathy says it's cute, Dot says it's cute as can be. I love my chamois too. I always used to use a Stampin' Scrub, and I still have them on the table over there for class. People can use the scrub or they can use the chamois, and some people use both. So you bet, you're very welcome. Okay, so let's get rid of this mess over here, you guys. You know, when you're working at your desk at home or your area, isn't it nice to get a little bit of the dirt and clutter or whatever out of the way? So look at this little mess I make here. So let's get that off of my desk and into the garbage. Okay, or on the floor, whichever. Okay, one more card to go, guys. All right, so these are thrown away. Last but certainly not least, and I think this is my favorite out of absolutely all of them. It is the penguin card, and it is definitely a Kelly card. Dancing sheep are precious, yes. Let's have one more look at it. They're like, they don't care about partying till the cows come home. They're going to party till the sheep come home. Hi, Cheryl Thomas. Is the stamp going to add new products to sale-a-bration gifts? No. I think you mean, is Stampin' Up! Going to add new products to sale-a-bration gifts? No. Sale-a-bration is done the end of this month. And so what they did is, instead of having one sale-a-bration that lasts 3 months and adding on stuff halfway through, what they did is they have 2 sale-a-bration periods. One was in January and February, and the other one is now, and they aren't coming out with a second like go at sale-a-bration items. All right, you guys, this is Kelly's card that she did for Technique Thursday, and I was so happy. I completely cased her card. It uses Sale-a-bration Designer Series paper, the Penguin Playmates paper. It also uses the Bedazzling paper, which I had mentioned earlier on the live that's gone right now. But it's such a cool card, you guys. Another fun fold. And little guy on the inside. Oh my gosh, so cool. So this is the card we're going to be making. I pulled in Misty Moonlight ink. We need Memento. We also need Pumpkin Pie and Smoky Slate. And I think Smoky Slate I used last night, and it's sitting with the card kits that are going to be in class tomorrow. So I have to go run and get that. But let's get everything set out here so that we know what's going on. So you guys have two options for this card. It could either become Christmas, or it can kind of be a birthday card, or it could be, it says to the coolest friend ever, so it could be anything. So the stamp set is in the annual, the holiday catalog. It is definitely out of stock at the moment, you guys. So this is Penguin Place. It is unfortunately out of stock at the moment. It's not orderable even. So it will come back eventually. And when it gets turned up back on, I'll probably put a note out on my Facebook page that it's available again. But the back orders, over 2,000 back orders already. So they turn it off after they hit 2,000 on back order, just so that they don't have to pay so much for back order fees for shipping. The trees here come from the Majestic Mountains dies, which come with 2 trees actually. This one snowflake here it's right here. It comes from a set called So Many Snowflakes that goes with the Snowflake Wishes dies, the Snowflake Wishes stamp set in the annual catalog. And then this other little random one here, he comes from a set called Giving Gifts dies, and it's part of this die right here. That's where that came from. So thank you again to Anna. She die cut all that stuff for you. So, all right. So what's in your kit? Let's see. Let's get what I have. Hopefully I have it all. I always wish, and I always hope that I have it all. So lots of little bits and parts in this one, guys. So you have another one where the base is actually just a quarter sheet, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Your designer paper is the same size as the other one, just scored differently. It's cut 5 1/4 by 12. Okay, that's very trippy. Whoa, look at the, okay. It's scored at 2, 4, 8, and 10. And then it folds in like this. You have to be very careful when you're assembling your card, hi Tabitha, that you make sure that your critters on the back are going the right way. Not that you glue it like that and then you put all the stuff on the front and then, because you do see them. You see them on the side here. So you just have to be and make note of that. I got lucky. I didn't pay attention and I did it right. So I was very happy with myself. Okay, so you guys, when I gave you your kits though, your paper was folded like this. It seemed to fit nicely in the envelope like that. So that's how yours came, more like a Z fold. So just know that you have to open it up and then refold it so that it goes, hang on, like that, okay? So it opens like that, okay? So I don't think there's any reason why we can't glue this down. There's nothing holding us back. So let's do it. I always like to get glue happy as long as it's within means. Moderation. So, and as long as there's nothing, and at this point it doesn't matter which end is up because we haven't glued anything to it. But that gets glued right onto our quarter sheet mat. Hi, Ethel King. Okay. You guys also have in your kit a stitched rectangle. It's one of the largest ones. I didn't realize how big it was going to be. It's going to fill up a lot of the inside, but it'll make for a very nice inside for you to write a love note. Okay, so that's for the inside. You guys have your 2 trees. What you could do is grab your pokey tool. You are going to need to poke out this. Anna's deal with me is that she doesn't have to do your poking. You do your own poking. She does good die cutting to make sure that you can just poke it out and that they aren't still kind of like attached, I should say. So you'll have to poke that, and then this one will need a little too. So you just take your pokey tool and poke them. One die I think works better than the other, maybe is my guess. So, all right, so let's get those. And now you see that part of the tree gets cut off actually, so you don't have to go all the way to the bottom because part of it gets covered up. So let's see how much of this. Sometimes it's good too to just turn it over and just pull them off because they'll come free in almost all the spots except for a couple. So let's see here. I think we'll go to right about here. Get these out yet. Okay. I think that's good enough. So there's what we've got for trees. Your snowflakes, if there's anything that needs to get popped out of them, throw it around and then pop them out. So there's the snowflakes. Then what you guys have in your kit, you have your little dude already punched out, because some people weren't able to get the punch because it went on back order. I punched that for you. If you don't have the punch, then it's already punched out. Let's get rid of some of this. All right, then you have a scrap as, oh, I have 2 in here. Interesting. Okay, you have a scrap 2. I think your scrap is big enough that you could stamp and then stamp both of them. This guy is fussy cut, so there is no punch for him. So you'll have a scrap of white that you can stamp both of them. You also have the piece of Dazzling Diamonds, which is Bedazzling, which is 2x4, which is for your snow hill. You'll have a piece of white that is about 1 1/4 by 4. And you have this one. Hi, Mary Ellen from Montana. This one is, I don't remember. 3 1/4? Yeah, 3 1/4 by 4. So this is for a snow hill. This is for a snow hill. That's for a snow hill. And then you should have 2 orange feet. Happy feet. All right. First things first. I'm going to go get the smoky slate ink because I think we need that first. We're going to make our snow hills. So in this stamp set, the penguin place is the snow hill. The penguins come from here. Everything is all inclusive with the stamp set as well. I didn't pull anything else from a different stamp set. So you guys talk amongst yourselves for a second. Be right back. My cake pedestal was smoky slate last night, and so it's sitting with smoky slate was sitting with the kits from last night. Okay, so what we're gonna do is stamp our snow hills. So on the inside, we have a penguin sliding down a hill. So we're gonna stamp that on this one, and we're just gonna be careful and not get ink all over. And we're gonna do that down here. Okay, so there's one. You're gonna do another one on the top of this one. Go close to the top because you're gonna be cutting off, you guys, there's no die for this. You're gonna have to use your scissors. So there's another one. And then this snow hill as well. You're gonna need to stamp it near the top. Something like that, I'm guessing. Okay. Okay, so you got 3 snow hills, and that's it for this stamp. And that's it for this ink. So I gotta remember to put that back for class tomorrow. All right, inky, inky, inky. So I should have had the piercing mat under there, now that I see that. So for this penguin, my mementos, for some reason, they work, you just have to baby them. And you might have the same thing with your mementos at home. So I ink it up really good. I don't know, a lot. Because sometimes it leaves like, I don't know if you guys can see it in the camera here. It leaves it kind of whitish. And when you get a brand new memento, it doesn't do that. But then after a while, even after you re-ink it, it still just isn't as crisp. But what you can do to kind of combat that, ink it up really good and let it marinate. And you saw how I took the white piece of paper out from underneath, because then I have this gray background and I could easily see where I was stamping. So marinating, let that ink soak into the paper, and hopefully it's nice and dark. And it is to a certain point, but it still kind of needs a little help. This is where if you had a Stamparatus, oh, his eye, he had a hairy eye. Oh my gosh, you guys. It had a little piece of fabric right there. So he got a black eye. So that's why I stuck another one in here, I guess. We're going to try it again, because whoever gets this doesn't want to have a black eye. But see if I can get it any better. So that's where if you had the Stamparatus, you could set it up and then you could repeat the stamping and make it really crisp and dark. We're gonna throw him away. Okay. And then what we're gonna have to do is you gotta get your scratch piece of the little piece of paper here, and you're gonna stamp the other little guy sliding. Hairs, oh my goodness. Let's see here. So this one then, you're gonna have a piece of white scrap in your kit. And stamp this guy. Oh man, get him, go like that. Okay, let's close that because I think we're done with the black. Oh no, we're not. We gotta do the inside. So there's that one. And then our inside is here. We're gonna stamp that with the little guy hanging out on the hill, ready to go down. And sentiment. You guys tell me, vote in the comments. Should I make this a Christmas card or should I make it a birthday card? Whatever I see the most of is what I'll stamp for sentiments. And that's how we'll do it. So one says, to the coolest friend ever. And then it says, happy birthday. And the other one says, be cool, be chill, be merry. And then it says, season's greetings. So which do you think I should do? Birthday or a Christmas card? Either way it goes. Somebody would love to get this for a wintry birthday card. So that's it for the memento. Then you gotta grab your pumpkin pie. And we gotta put some beaks on our dudes. Okay, Cindy says Christmas. Latokia says birthday. Birthday from Rita. So we're gonna put a nose right there. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. Birthday, birthday. So I see more Christmases than birthdays right now. Okay, Christmas, Christmas. Okay, there's 2 beaks, you guys. In this set, Christmas, okay. There's 2 beaks. That's what these little guys are. They're both for both of the penguins. So this one has a beak hanging off like that. And then this guy needs one as well. Okay, so he's gonna hang out right there. Now that can get fussy cut. Birthday, birthday. So we got 3 birthdays right there. Christmas, okay. All right, while we keep getting votes coming in, I'm gonna fussy cut this. So you guys, through the magic of TV, it wasn't done. But it's not so hard to do this one. There's a lot of smooth curved lines here with not a lot of intricacy, but there is no punch for this. Christmas, okay, I see the hill now. Yep, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this and have him ready to go. Christmas, I feel like there's more Christmas at this point than birthday. So I'm leaning towards that. So we're gonna cut this guy and set him off to the side. And his little tail. There we go. Now, you guys have these pieces here. Definitely have to do fussy cutting. You're just gonna follow the curvature of your snow hill. And you're cutting it just like that. So you guys had to make your own snow hill, right? I couldn't do your stamping for you. So I could give you a piece of paper for you to make your, now if you don't have this stamp set, you can just take your scissors and free hand cut a hill. It's okay. You don't have to have the gray line there. You could even draw it with a marker if you don't have a snow hill to stamp. So that's cut as well, like that. Now, how do you do the glittery paper, right? Because the hill is the opposite way. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna take this piece of white, flip it over, and hold this as a guide right next to the dazzling. And I'm actually going to use my glue scissors for this because I'm cutting dazzling paper. I don't want to like really make my paper one dull. So you're just now going to use the white hill as a guide to cutting your hill. Okay, so now that's the hill for this side. Flip this back over, and now you've got the hill for this side, and we've got that hill here. That's it. That's how we cut that. Okay, so hi Tammy Steckling. So we got that done. Now let's look and see if we're at a good height. Okay, that looks like a good height to me. Yes, the quite curvy dies would absolutely work for that, Kathy. I did not use them because they are retired products, so I generally don't use anything retired when I design cards for a current class. But yes, if you have them at home and you'd want to use them, go for it. All right, so let's look back here really quick. Christmas, 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 birthday, 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 Christmas, 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 birthday, birthday, Christmas, Christmas. I'm saying Christmas wins. I didn't count them. It was too hard to count, but I feel like it was Christmas. So we're going to go for Christmas. But it was very close. If I'm not mistaken, it was very, very close. All right. No problem. We're on the last card, Tammy, and then you can always catch the replay. Okay, so this be cool, be chill, be merry is down here. Now, I kind of held these together and measured. So that is going to be up a little higher. Don't worry, there's a gap here. A 2x4 gave me 4 pieces out of one 6x6. And so that's going to get covered up. So you can bring it up as high or as low as you want to see your glistening hill. And that's about where I've got it. So if you need to trim off any of the bottom white ones, you could if you want it to be a little bit lower of a hill. Deanne says Christmas. Brenda says Christmas. Okay, so we're good with Christmas. So be cool, be chill, be merry. Goes right there. And then we're going to do Season's Greetings on the inside, making sure that it's the right way. And that can go right about there. Boom. Okay. I think we got everything stamped now. So Jeannie says Christmas as well. So I think Christmas was officially the winner. Jeannie, yours came through just right at the end here. I literally just saw it. You guys, sometimes comments don't always like appear right when you write them. I can't explain why that happens, but and sometimes I think they come through out of order as well. So, but yes, Jeannie, I saw Christmas for you. I got you figured out. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of gluing of this. We can put this on our inside and get that out of the way. Make sure it's, now this is where it's important. Look and flip it over to make sure your critters are facing right way. And then this is gonna go on the inside. Now there's a little bit of blue on the top and the bottom, not very much. I could have stood for using a smaller stitched rectangle, but you guys got big ones. If you want to cut it smaller, you could. So you see a little bit more of the blue. It wouldn't hurt my feelings at all. All right, so our trees are gonna go on next. This is where Stella needs to come out and show her shining beauty. So let's grab Stella. All right, Mary, we'll see you later. Have a good rest of your night. We're gonna Stella up our trees. We have been slacking in the Stella department lately. You guys, I gotta think about where I could have used Stella on other cards, but this one, I love putting Stella all over trees, trees and snowflakes on this card, but snowflakes in general look really cool having Stella on them. Okay, so now that we've got that Stellaed up, we'll go back to our trees. So I remember I didn't poke out everything on this one. This tree is a little bit lower than the other one. So you gotta be very careful with these trees. They're, they gave me a hard time in class on Wednesday because they said I could have used any other tree. These are so picky and detailed. And they're hard to glue, so, but they're really pretty. So don't use a lot of glue, guys, just a little bit. This one's gonna go down first, and it's down lower than the one on the left, so something like that. And I do have it hanging over the edge, so don't worry. You're gonna trim that off with your scissors, so it's okay. That little bit's gonna hang over there, no worries. Okay, so that one's down, and then now we can put this one as well right next to it to the left. Okay, like that. And this one's a little higher. And don't worry about it going over the edge on the left. It's gonna be okay. If it does, you can have it a little bit more to the left. Okay. Make sure it's squished down good. Okay. Then this, we have to see how this opens. And you can't see any of that back there, okay? So what we're gonna do first is adhere, oh, we're gonna trim this first actually. So flip this open, just grab your scissors, use the edge as a guide and just snip those little branches off. You get a tree trimmer, you're tree trimming tonight. You didn't know you were gonna do that, I bet. So now this is gonna get adhered only on the right side. And I popped it up with dimensionals. So how would I do that? So grab your white dimensionals and I would put like 3 of them along the bottom. And then I would go up and put 3 more here. But now you gotta be careful because you don't know where your top is. So how I do that is I just put them at the top of this, but I wanna be careful I don't go over the edge. So now I've got the top, I've got the middle and the bottom, and that's how I would place my dimensionals. Now you don't have to guess where to put them on your tree line there. Pick all those off. And then you're gonna line up the bottom, so try to have it shut. And you're gonna line up the bottom left corner, well, bottom right corner. And that just goes like that. And now the only bit that's hanging there is a little bit of the tree that got left. But you could always, if you wanted, still snip that off so it's not there and it's nice and smooth and clean there. Okay, so far so good, guys? You got it so far? Now this guy, I put him flat. And you can figure out how high or low you want it. And this is gonna cover up so you don't see. So I'm gonna actually probably put it right about like that. This is done with liquid glue, or if you have tape runner. So this is gonna, it was right about there, I think. Because you've got a little wiggle room with it, you can place this over and you could take it lower or higher if you wanted. You've got like 5 seconds, not much time, but now this last one here, I popped that up with dimensionals as well. So one there, and then put one there, one there, one there. Okay, and that's just gonna go right over the glimmer paper, that bedazzling paper. So flush along the bottom now, like that. Okay, so far so good. Now this little dude, he's hanging out right there, and I'm gonna pop up his head, but I'm gonna glue his, what am I gonna do? Oh, you can't pop his head. Sorry guys, you can't because it'll make a trick card. It won't shut. So what I did do is I popped up his behind right there, and you can put that, put him right about there. Remember, don't glue his head, otherwise you won't be able to open your card. And then this little dude, I'm putting a dimensional behind his head, and I'm gonna glue his bottom flat. So just a little adhesive there. And then he's like going down his snow hill like that. And the little feetsies are happy feet. I used the little dimensionals, actually work perfect for them. One fit behind each one of them. And you can make your feet like that or make them up and down. So like they look kind of cute when they're kind of cockeyed. So facing, that one I made more straight up and down. This one, kind of, I made them a little more curvy. All right, it's so adorable. I know, Rita, right? Oh, this is my favorite card in a lot. Like, I just love this card. It's so pretty. Oh, I love it. Okay, little dot of glue, a liquid. You guys could use a glue dot or you could use a little dot of liquid glue. That's up in the corner here, like that. And then the other one is gonna go right next to it. And I gave you guys 3 diamonds in your little kit bag, your little kit. And the 3 diamonds, there's 2 small ones I think I gave you. And maybe a medium, or I gave you all 3 small ones. I guess I can't remember at the moment. And those diamonds are in here. And we're gonna use our take your pick tool. We're gonna pick that guy. He's gonna go right in the middle. And right in the middle. And then we've got our northern star up here, hanging out, shining down on our little penguins having a happy dancing party. They're having a snowmobile party down here. Well, a sledding party, I should say. Okay, so I think that's it. It's adorable. I love it. Like this is, I just love it. And then when you open it, it opens, it's a fun fold. And the back is nice and clean. Little guy hanging out. Snowflakes, you're using trees. This is, Kelly, so I completely cased, if you guys recall, Kelly did this card for a Technique Thursday, beginning of August, if I have to say, so a month and a half ago. And I was thinking of cards for the sale-a-bration HooRahRah, and I thought, well, you guys like to get, like, I know she demonstrated this, but if you get the class with me, you get the PDF tutorial, and then you have all the measurements for this one as well. So, sorry, I got a phone call and missed what the trees were from. Absolutely adorable. Becky, the trees are from the Majestic Mountains. So that was a carryover. So it goes with the Mountain Air stamp set. Majestic dies. So yeah, they're so fun. I love this adorable. You guys, Now, I wouldn't go and make 100 of these because that is a pain in the butt to die cut all them. But if you wanted to make 10 special cards for some special people that just would adore this penguin card, like I think that you could handle 10 of them. I don't know. Hi, Anne. So they're so cool. So that was the penguin card. So let's recap what we did tonight. I did the sheep with you, which was, it opened up like this. And then we have a fun fold with this. So the 2 fun folds from tonight, along with the 3 fun folds that I did for the sale-a-bration part, like the launch class, I'm going to be making up a PDF tutorial with those 5 cards and putting that out on the website for an online class. If anybody's interested. And then we had that one, which isn't a fun fold, but it's a technique. So with cutting it slant card. So we did all 4 of these tonight. You guys, if you are just tuning in and you missed from the beginning, as soon as we're done and I end the video, it'll be available to watch the replay. So which is your favorite? I think I am biased, and I probably biased some of you. I said that this one's my favorite. I try to keep my mouth shut about what my favorite one is, but there's something about this one that makes me happy. Yeah. So fun with this card. And luckily, I had all of this blue paper left because when I did the penguin card for the sale-a-bration launch class, I used 3 other patterns and not this pattern. So I had all of this pattern left for this class. So I was so excited. So, all right, you guys. So what we're going to do, let's see here. I want to look at the class list to see who. So what I do for door prize for the drawing is I take anybody who placed an order and I give you a number. And then we're going to do a random number generator. So I have 4, 5, there were 6 people. Okay, so 6 people here. So you guys, this is me. This is how I keep track of classes. In case you're ever wondering, how do I keep everything straight? This is my class sign-up list. In-person people, they come and they take this and they sign their names up themselves. But when you guys sign up, I sign you up. And you can tell I like purple and pink and this blue color. I have all of these these pens like this. I love those pens. They're so fun. So, all right. So we had 6 people. So what we're going to do here is deer. Okay, penguins and deer. Cute. Penguin. All are beautiful. All of them. No favorite. You like them all. Penguins. All of them are good. The black and white one Jeannie liked. Okay. Penguins, of course. Oh, look at Penny and her penguin happy feet dancing here. Okay, so we're going to go to random number generator, and we have 6 people I counted that placed orders for this class, and so we'll do a door prize because those people placed orders and I got hostess dollars to buy things, and so we're going to give those people an opportunity to win something. So generate, winner, winner, chicken dinner, right? Okay, generate. Number 5. Number 5, it's Marsha Spatek. I don't know, Marsha, if you're still watching, but you are lucky winner number 5. And so what I do for the door prizes for my online classes is that the next class that you get, if you're not local to me, the next class that you get, I will put your prize in with that card class, the kits for the next class. Okay? So I think that's what I got. Just to kind of give you guys a heads up what's coming up in the near future. It's the weekend. Woo! We're going to party till it's 1999, right? No, I've got 2 classes tomorrow back to back. I've got in-person with the monthly class. Marsha's watching. Awesome. So I have in-person with monthly class in the morning, which I still have space available in case anybody local wants to come to class at 10 tomorrow. And then in the afternoon, I have the Harvest Meadow class, which starts at 1:30. And then Sunday, you guys, oh my gosh, I have class on Sunday with you guys. So 2 o'clock Central on Sunday, we have the Love of Leaves class. Let me show you really quick what the cards look like because I have 2 sets of kits left in case anybody's interested. These are what we're going to be making on Sunday at 2 p.m. Central, featuring the Love of Leaves stamp set. So again, I have 2 sets of those available. And then you guys on Sunday at 4, I have my team swap party. I don't know. I schedule things back to back like that, I guess. That's what I do. So I've got about 6 or 7 gals coming over for the team swap party. The Be Happy Stampers. And we're going to do a little swapping. My mom made jambalaya, or she's making jambalaya. I shouldn't say I don't think it's ready yet, but my mom's making jambalaya and everybody's bringing dishes to pass. And we're going to have a swap party. We have 3 different groups that people could pick to do swap cards for. And that's the weekend. And then we're back at it, you guys, on Monday. So then we'll have our regular Tip Tuesday, Technique Thursday. And for next week for class, we have Mystery Night on Monday night. Wait for it. Wait for it. Clue number 1 is ready for you. So make sure you're all ready for me on Monday at 6 p.m. Central. And then Paper Pumpkins Thursday night, you guys. So Kelly is going to do Paper Pumpkin for me on Thursday night. Jeannie's coming to eat. I love it. You know my mom's a good cook, you guys. It's going to be good. So on Thursday night, I'm actually heading to Michigan, and I am doing a training with Rhonda Raid. I'm signed up to take a training with her, a leadership training. And so I have a vacation on Friday, and I'm going to be stamping with some friends of mine, and we're stamping Friday and Saturday, and then I think there's a pajama party on Saturday night, and then a class on Sunday morning, and then I'm stopping in Holland, Michigan, and we're going to hang out for a bit with my Michigan girls. So I got to figure out the details and plans for that, but I have to see what time my class is done on Sunday for you guys. I'll figure out what time that is and give you a heads up, and we're going to canoodle in Holland, I think. So, all right. So Penny hasn't gotten her paper pumpkin yet. So what is today? And that makes sense, Penny. I haven't gotten mine either. So usually the paper pumpkins mail around the 11th or the 12th of the month, and then it takes 7 days usually for shipping. So it doesn't surprise me that you don't have yours because it's only the 17th today. I would be worried if you don't have them by Tuesday. Tuesday's the 21st. And so I don't have mine. I only have one extra paper pumpkin kit this month. It wasn't cards, and generally my customers don't like the kits so much when they're not cards. They're treat boxes. And so I don't even know if I have one extra. I don't know. You guys, I don't know if I have any extra for the month of September. So we'll have to see. I'll know by next week. So, but yeah, don't worry if you don't have your paper pumpkins yet. It's still pretty early in the month for getting your pumpkins. So Barbara wishes I was on the East Coast. I wish I was everywhere as well. So, oh, Grand Haven is right down the road from Penny. Yes. So I'm going to be near Lansing for my training, and then I'm going to take, I think it's 96 to Lake Michigan and then drop down for there. So I don't know. I have to look at the map. I don't think I go through Grand Haven. I think I'm north of Grand Haven. I'm not sure. I don't know it off the top of my head, the road system over there. I just know like Lansing, Holland, and I thought Grand Rapids, Grand Haven, somewhere around there. Yeah, I'll have to look. But Penny, hey, if you want to meet us in Holland, you can. So, but all right, you guys, that's enough jibber jabber. It's Friday night, and the mood is right. I don't know, isn't that the song? I'm going to actually work on cards, you guys. I've been slacking. I have been enjoying the summer for the last 3 weeks, and I haven't designed many cards, except for what we've been working on for the MS benefit, and I need to work on some designing. Or I should say I get to work on some designing, and I'm going to be doing that tonight, tomorrow night, and probably Sunday night. My goal this weekend is to get done with the card buffet, the monthly class, and the either Whimsy and Wonder or Cute Halloween. I'm trying to get 3 classes knocked off the list this week for designing, and then that leaves me 1 left. And so you guys should start to see some new card designs for classes coming up in October, come next week. So, oh, Cindy, you're so welcome. I love sharing with you guys. I feel like sharing stamping and my love for it helps you guys be creative and share your love of crafting and creating with those that you love. So it's sharing is caring, right? So you guys have a great weekend too. Be safe, enjoy the weather, get outside if you can. It's gonna get cold if you're in the South, you probably have the warm weather all year round. I lived in Miami for 5 years, so I get that. So it's really weird for me to probably say get outside and enjoy the weather. But when you're in Wisconsin and you get cold and all this winter stuff that's coming up, I just got to get outside and enjoy some of it. We're supposed to have 80s this weekend, so it's going to be beautiful. You guys enjoy it. Get some stamping in, get some family time in, get some cooking time in, get some gardening time in, whatever you want to get in this weekend. Make sure you do something for yourself. That's important for us this time of our lives. Just make sure you do stuff that makes you happy. So, all right, you guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend and your night, and lots of sunshine and love and hugs to you. We'll see you later. Love you. Bye, guys.